one is kind of racially charged incident that happened, and I'll tell you the other one that actually made national news. And as far as I know, since I've been in office, if it wasn't a football game, Austin events generally aren't on national news. But this one did. And, you know, it's all about Highland Mall closing and some of the 6th Street stores closing and, you know, what kind of city is Austin and how do we welcome our guests and all that. I woke up early that morning and it was just kind of splattered all over the newspaper. And it was, you know, a lot of questions about how the city of Austin was handling traffic and what we were going to do. And I'll never forget standing in kind of my aide, Beverly Wilson's office. And I was there, and the chief of police was there, and the assistant city manager, Mike McDonald, was there. And, I mean, it's a tiny office. This wasn't mine, it's a tiny office. I think, you know, big things happen in small spaces. And so we were like, well, who can open up the streets? Whose call is that? And we all looked around at each other and we go, well, that would be you, Mark. And he said, oh yeah, that's me. Okay, let's fix this, you know. So we opened up the streets and, you know, had a press conference and talked about how to, you know, make our city more welcoming, and we put together a committee to work on that for a year. But I remember when all this was kind of on the TV all day, because you might remember this lasted a couple of days, and so that, you know, as opposed to one thing that happens and you get media calls that, you know, like the 10 o'clock news, this went on and on. It felt like, because the traffic went on and on for 2 days. And I really was surprised at the calls that I received, not just from the African American community, but from all of Austin and the you know, the white community. And they would say things like, Sheryl, this is not the Austin this is not our Austin. Tell me what you need. We've got to fix this. And the funny calls were what is UT doing? You know? Oh, well, I'd love to stick you on UT, but it's really not them, you know. You know, they don't want this any more than we do. And so give me a chance to, you know, work. Well, we're with you. We'll do whatever you need. And so I called the manager of General Growth, and, you know, I mean, businesses have their argument about young kids being in there and not buying anything and all this kind of business, and that's, you know, kind of their argument. And I was saying, you know, look, I'm getting calls, some serious calls from this community, you know, including from the faith-based community. And the people that are making these calls, they're not on TV. And they don't go on TV. But they want me to know they're with me and that this is a problem. You know, do you want to talk to the mayor? You know, who do you want to talk to? And they said, no, this is General Growth, and this is when you start knowing, you know, you got higher powers with you. And he just said, Sheryl, this year we will not be closing. We know how much this means to Austin, and we do business around the country. And that's why I flew down here on the Learjet to tell you I will be visiting with my managers. And so, you know, I'm a little short girl from Wichita Falls, you know. I couldn't make those things happen. And so I really know when we are really changing the relationships between the communities, especially the African American community and the white and Hispanic community, that is going to take a higher power. And yeah, and I really feel strongly that, well, the Saints are going to have to lead that. It was something that when I first ran for office, I campaigned on because it was a kind of a big issue at the time. Because I live east, and a lot of you live east, and it's just kind of this east-west dichotomy and feeling like, you know, the east side gets dumped on and all the good things, just this whole deal, and then it kind of sinks into racial dynamics, and it just kind of gets bigger and bigger. So it's something we've got to deal with. And I feel strongly that we cannot be an environmental leader. We cannot be a transportation leader unless we are also a human leader. And that means investing in our human infrastructure, which is why I took up the homeless issue. But I think that quickly sinks into racial issues because so many of our low-income population is, homeless or just needs lots and lots of issues. And I don't really think I can even begin to tackle those without my faith and without the faith-based organizations. So I just want to say thank you for being there for me. And before I sit down, I want to not only thank Reverend George and the Asbury Church for inviting me. I want to send blessings to Reverend Clark. And I want to recognize my girlfriends who have always been there for me, Velma Price and Carrie Kennard. And I also want to recognize Barbara Mink, who is on the ACC board, is that right? Who sent out a super email blast. I was so embarrassed when I got it. Sheryl's going to be speaking. No, Sheryl's going to be preaching. And all the girlfriends, is she changing jobs? I don't know what happened. And I thought I saw my husband walk in, but I'm not sure. But anyway, oh yeah, there he is. I want to thank my husband for giving me a theme and those 3 lovely boys that he spends more time with now than I do. But so I just want to thank y'all for being there, and God bless you.